Sup, everybody? Record Easy, back at you with another My Hero Academia manga review. This time, chapter 225. Boys, Horikoshi is in his bag again, and I gotta say, it is fucking awesome. Dude is like what, 8 for 8 now with these fucking chapters. This arc is going bananas already, man. It's just great to see, in my opinion. Let the haters hate, call it mid, call it light, whatever the fuck they want to call it, but Horikoshi is getting off right now. And this shit is crazy. Okay. Enough being a fit, but let's just get right into it. So, I'm sick, by the way, so if I sound nasally, snotty, or anything of the sort, I apologize. But you know, I gotta give the people what they want to see, the content. But, so the chapter starts off with my man, Garen, hanging in there. He's with the leader of the Liberation Army. He looks like he's seen better days. A little beat up, a little cut. You know how the shit goes, tortured, missing some fingers. But all in all, he looks like he's hanging in there. What more can you ask for at the end of the day? But the Liberation Army leader, you know, he's a pretty crafty guy, I gotta say. Because Garen's like, let me give you 2 reasons why the League of Villains aren't gonna come save my old ass. This, that, and the third. And then the leader's like, at the very least, we can, from his response to what Garen said, we can infer that his deduction skills are pretty fucking good. Because Garen brings up, like, they could just come with, like, an army of Nomu. And then the leader of the Liberation Army's like, well, that's not the case for this, that. And he's like, based off of each incident with the Nomus in various cities, the last one that Endeavor had to fight, the high-end Nomu, they had to recover. So he was like, that lets me know, now that All for One's captured, they're producing these Nomus at a very slow rate now. And Garen got quiet. He's like, this little dirty motherfucker. So then we cut on over to Himiko Toga and Kisuke Shitose, codenamed Curious. And that whole situation just went left because Toga is fighting for her fucking life on some R. Kelly shit. And here's Curious asking 20 fucking questions about her life story and shit. And Toga's like getting gangbanged by like 20 guys, like 20 versus 1. And they're just going at her, and she's hanging in there. You know, she's dodging, she's throwing her knives, doing things. And the whole time, like, Curious is just asking questions like, what drove you to fall into madness? You had, like, a great life, this, that, and third. And then we start getting, like, these really interesting panels of Toga, like, wearing, like, a fake smile. Like, her face is black, and she has, like, this big smile on. Like, it's a mask, so to speak. And there's this guy in one of the panels that looks a lot like Deku. So maybe, like, this is a guy from her past that she maybe had feelings for and something happened to him, or maybe she murdered him and, like, that was, like, her first kill or something, which is where her infatuation with Midoriya comes from. We don't have too many details just yet, but I'm very interested to see where that goes, because in the panel you see the Midoriya lookalike, his nose is bleeding, and then, like, a couple panels and frames under, you see, like, her knife is, like, bloody, and then, like, the mask that she was wearing, the fake smile, breaks, and then her and Curious and Toga, like, Toga replies with Curious. So Curious interviewed Toga's classmates, and she's like, your classmates all say the same thing, that you were this bright, responsible girl. Why did you descend into madness? And Toga, to me, like, what this chapter gives me, like, the perception of is, like, that wasn't Toga, the real Toga. Like, the bright, the responsible, reasonable girl, that just wasn't her. Because, like, you see, and toward the end of the chapter, when she's holding the bloody knife, like, the mask, like, breaks and it crumbles off. So that's the real Toga. And at the end of the chapter, like, Curious says, why did you leave that normal lifestyle or something along those lines? And Toga's replied at the end of the chapter with that super creepy faces, I am living a normal lifestyle. So Toga loves what she does, I guess, which is like brutally murdering people. But hey, that's a few of you's best girls out there, so I don't want to hear any bullshit. To me, that's a little out there. But you know, different strokes for different folks. I ain't here to judge, just deliver the content. But let's backtrack a little bit because I got a little ahead of myself. Curious, her quirk, landmine. It seems like Horikoshi does a great job of like having these quirks that, you know, at first glance you're like, oh yeah, that's broke, that's OP. But the description of her quirk is like anything she touches turns into, and it can be used as an explosive, but the explosion isn't that powerful. But she can make up for that in sheer number. So it has the potential to be very dangerous, but not overpowered. Which is again, Horikoshi, hats off to you, my guy. I'm not actually gonna take my hat off because I didn't get a haircut yet. So y'all thought. But yeah, it's just like there's this one part in the chapter where Toga's trying to use her quirk and suck the blood of some of the Liberation Army so she can like switch between people and like blend in, because Toga is not really that much of a straight up head to head fighter. She's more of a spy infiltrator, like we saw in the provisional license exam, how she infiltrated there, and again in the overhaul arc. So she's trying to gather blood, and then the blood explodes, which was some crazy stuff. Like Horikoshi is just like on 10 right now, because who would have thought the blood would have exploded? I thought the guys, like the henchmen, would have exploded if anything, but the blood itself exploding, like that was wild. Like even right now, like as I review this chapter and I talk about it, I'm just sitting there like, damn, what did you niggas do to make Horikoshi this mad? Because like he is going off with this art. I guess it seems so visceral and so like fresh because like we've had the League of Villains in our story for quite some time now, but we never knew too much about any of them. And right now we're basically just getting like something from every character right now. But I'm interested to see, like the rest of you, at any point if we're gonna get something on Dabi, because you know all the speculations and theories that Dabi is a Todoroki and he's Endeavor's son and Shoto's brother. So the Liberation Army seems like they have information on everybody. For Curious to have this much information on Toga, to interview her classmates, know where she went to school, and all that stuff. Excuse me. It's very, very interesting. And I'm so looking forward to the confrontation between Shigaraki and the leader of the Liberation Army, just to see how that goes, just to see if he has anything on Tenko Shimura, you know, if he has more information, more of a plot, more just to enlighten us, if Horikoshi's gonna give us more on that character and what happened to him, because we got a little something about that like a few chapters back, but Shigaraki, he's just such an enigma, and he's so interesting because we don't know anything about him. Honestly, we don't know anything about the League of Villains for the most part, and I think that's a really cool aspect of Horikoshi's writing. Like he introduces, excuse me, he introduces all these characters into the story, and you get like a taste of their personality. You're like, yeah, I like these guys, but then you stop and you think, you're like, I don't know too much about these guys. And that's cool. As the story goes on, we're 200 something chapters in, and we're still getting to know these characters. And that's something I really like. I know some people have a problem with that we still don't know anything about some of the people in Class 1A, but I feel like that keeps everybody relevant to the extent, because as the story goes on, we still get to bring in more of the characters from Class 1A into some of the arcs, and they get developed, and we get more of their backstories, and they get to progress at the same time. I think that's going to do it for this week's review. So if you found yourself entertained at all, considering liking the video, commenting, and subscribing. That really helps support the channel. Stick around, guys. I'll be doing these reviews every week. I got a couple other mangas I'm considering picking up and doing reviews for in the upcoming weeks. I got a couple discussion videos I plan on doing this coming week, like the joint training arc exercise, because a lot of people didn't like that arc or thought that arc wasn't great, but I personally beg to differ, because I felt like a lot of characters from Class B got development, and we got to get a bit more insight into their drives and motivations. So stay tuned for that, and thanks for stopping by. Everybody have a great day. Peace.